Ready, get set, because it's time to go with the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. With your host with the most, the man voted most likely to smoke out with a Yeti, Mr. Brian Brown. Mr. Brian Brown. Now sit back and relax, because it's time to go live across the world. Because it's 420 Somewhere.
And boom, we are live. How's everyone doing on this Movie Monday, guys? That's right, we are live at the 420 show, and we're getting into October, guys. Danktoberfest is upon us, and I'm excited. We're getting into all things spooky, all things October, guys, and I thought we would start off Monday. Hey, Arlie, how you doing? Teresa Deller, how are you? Charlie, what's going on? Rosie, how's it going? Rosie Key in the house. I thought we would start off October with a bang, guys. We are going to do Movie Mondays this whole month of October. We're going to get down and dirty about Universal monsters. That's right, we're going old school. We're going to look at Frankenstein today, guys. Yo, Cholo, what's up, buddy? How you doing? We are going to be looking at the OG Frankenstein this week, guys. We got a food theme. We got Chef Bud Smoke in the house, and he's whipping up Frankenstein bell peppers, guys. Check that out. We also got Aurora Hayes coming in with the top 5 Universal monster moments. I'm excited about that. So this week we are looking at Frankenstein. We're going to go do a deep dive into the movie, guys. And then we are also going to be looking at next week Phantom of the Opera, Dracula after that. And then we're going to wrap it all up with the Wolfman. We're getting crazy in the month of October. Oh, man, we're blowing up in here. Everyone and their brothers getting in here. Oh, man. It's starting to get chilly outside. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right. Sorry, guys. Camera. Just, I have not seen Saw X. Has it come out yet? I'm lagging on the movies, man. I've been sick the last couple days. Lagging. All right, guys. We are going to counting down to 420, just like we always do. What do we got cooking here? Let me make sure. Oh, nice. Just in time, guys. Just in time. We got, let's see, 5 minutes. How long is this? Perfect timing. All right, guys, we are going to get into the top five I'm sorry, we're getting into the top five Universal monster moments. We got our girl Aurora Hayes. I think at the end there's a surprise for everybody. All right, guys, let's get into it as we count down to 420. I'll be back right after this.
Greetings, movie buffs. From the heart of the cinematic universe, Aurora Hayes here. This intriguing episode is brought to you by the Healing Center of Needles. Let me tell you, there's nothing more thrilling than those moments that make your heart race, your palms sweat, and send chills down your spine. Yes, we're talking about those spine-tingling, unforgettable moments from the world of Universal monster movies. These moments aren't just about the scare factor, oh no. They are seminal in shaping the horror genre as we know it. They've made us jump, scream, and maybe even hide behind the couch, but they've also pushed boundaries, ignited imaginations, and left an indelible mark on cinematic history. So, get ready for a thrilling journey as we delve into the top 5 Universal monster movie moments. Hold on to your popcorn, because it's going to be a terrifyingly good ride. So buckle up, folks. These moments are not just hair-raising, but also critical in shaping the horror genre. But before we dive in, a quick word from our sponsor, the Healing Center of Needles. Back from the break, let's delve into our first monstrous moment. Picture this. The year is 1931. The silver screen is graced with the first ever Universal monster movie, Frankenstein. The moment when the mad scientist, Dr. Frankenstein, exclaims, "It's alive! It's alive!" as his grotesque creation twitches into life, sent shockwaves through the audience. This singular event ignited a spark that forever changed the landscape of horror cinema. The sheer terror and thrill it evoked were unparalleled, truly a testament to the power of storytelling and the magic of cinema. It was the dawn of a new era, an era of monsters and mayhem, where our darkest fears and nightmares were brought to life with chilling precision. This scene set a precedent for all future fright flicks, creating a ripple effect that's still evident today. Absolutely bone-chilling, wasn't it? Well, brace yourselves, we have 4 more to go. As we delve deeper into our list, we find ourselves at our second and third monstrous moments. The second moment takes us to the eerie lair of the Phantom in Phantom of the Opera. The sheer terror of the unmasking scene still sends shivers down our spines, doesn't it? It's a testament to the power of makeup and performance that we can feel such fear from a face on a screen. The third moment catapults us into the heart of the creature from the Black Lagoon. Remember the scene where the creature emerges from the water for the first time? The startling reveal, coupled with the suspenseful buildup, created a moment that is as unforgettable as it is terrifying. These moments remind us why we love to be scared, and how Universal monster movies have shaped that love. Are you still with us? Good, because we're about to reveal the final 2. But first, a shout out to our sponsor, the Healing Center of Needles. Welcome back, horror fans. Now prepare for the final 2 Universal monster movie moments. Moment number 4 brings us face to face with the bride of Frankenstein herself. This iconic scene, where the bride shrieks at the sight of her monstrous partner, has left audiences with chills running down their spines since the 30s. It's a moment that redefined horror and set a new bar for terror. Now, the final and arguably most unnerving moment in our list is from none other than the Phantom of the Opera. The unmasking scene, where Christine pulls away the Phantom's mask to reveal his disfigured face, has been a source of nightmares for many. It's a scene that has been imitated, but never replicated, in countless horror films since. There you have it, the top 5 Universal monster movie moments. Did your favorite make the cut? As we wrap up this spooky journey, let's reflect on these iconic moments that have left an indelible mark on the world of cinema. We've revisited the first scare that left us all gasping for breath, the second and third shrieks that had us on the edge of our seats, and the final frights that still haunt our dreams. Each scene.
All right, guys, I'm cutting her off because we got moments before 420. I want to know what you're getting into, guys. What are we getting into? Are we ripping off our face like the Phantom of the Opera? I am with this Northern Lights by Eighth Brothers, guys. This stuff is fire. I've been smoking it for like a week now, week and a half, buying ounces, man. Great deal. Check that out. And yeah, great deal. Check that out, guys. And I top it off with fire. Whatever you're smoking on, blow up those comments, guys. I want to know, because I want you to take a big inhale of positivity. Exhale that negativity, guys, because it's your time. It's your time to shine. It's 420. Let's get lit. Because 420 waits for no man. That's right, guys. 420 waits for no man. You got to roll when you got to roll. You can't miss 420. How was your 420, guys? Hopefully it was a blessed one. Hopefully it was a great one. Hopefully you got the coughing, got the choking, whatever you're getting into, guys. You're feeling good. You're feeling vibrant. I'm excited. We got a couple things to cover today, guys. A couple things to cover before we get into business. I want you guys to go over to the Mod Squad. Harley's having a birthday, guys, and look what she's giving away. The presents are for you. That's right, guys. Join them over there. All the details are over there. She's giving this away the day before her birthday. I'm horrible with dates. I want to say her birthday is the 14th, and they're giving it away the 13th. I might have butchered that. But go over there, guys, over to the Mod Squad. They got all the deets. Look at that. You know you want to. You know you need it. You know you want it, guys. Happy birthday, Harley. This is how she's celebrating, guys. Boom. Blow that channel up. You know you want to. That's an awesome, awesome prize. All right, guys, don't forget about our prizes as well. We're giving away on Wednesday. Get in the last chance, guys. Hashtag Encino. Hashtag Encino for Encino Man. Boom. And then next week, guys, the big grand prize, the big ass prize of September, we're looking at Clueless. Hashtag Clueless. For October, we got an Elvira signed Funko Pop. We got a whole bunch of horror stuff, guys. We got a lot of stuff to get into. So make sure you're blowing up those comments, guys, for me. All right, what else do we got? We got our buddy, Chef Bud Smoke, going to be making some Frankenstein bell peppers. I thought this was a cool little segment. That we're doing. And then we are going to break down all the fun facts, all the great things that is the Frankenstein Universal Monster movie, guys. Did you know that Boris Karloff wasn't the original casting for it? They wanted the Dracula, Bela Lugosi, and he turned it down because it wasn't a speaking role, and he didn't come over to America to be not to be in talkies, as they called it. So he turned it down, and man, that thing massacred Dracula at the box office. We'll get in more into that, guys. Let's join our buddy Chef Bud Smoke. We're going to be learning how to make some bell peppers, some Frankenstein bell peppers.
Hey there, ghouls and goblins. Chef Bud Smoke here, bringing you another fun and spooky recipe today. We're stirring up a Frankenstein feast guaranteed to make your taste buds scream with delight. This frightfully delicious episode is brought to you by the Healing Center of Needles, your go-to spot for rejuvenation, located conveniently at 1400 Needles Highway. They're all about health and wellness, just like we're all about tasty and thrilling dishes. Together with our sponsor, the Healing Center of Needles, we're cooking up some monstrous fun, so stick around. Before we begin, gather up all the ingredients for our Frankenstein-themed dish. First off, we're going to need 2 pounds of fresh green bell peppers. These will serve as our Frankenstein heads, so make sure they're nicely shaped and firm to the touch. Next, you'll need 1 pound of ground beef, the heart of our monster, if you will. Don't forget the spices, a tablespoon each of garlic powder, onion powder, and a pinch of salt and pepper to taste. To give our dish some life, we'll need 1 cup of cooked rice and a can of diced tomatoes. And of course, the final touch, a cup of shredded cheese to melt over our creation, bringing it all together. Got a jar of pickles? Great. We'll need about 4 of those. They'll be our monster's bolts. And lastly, grab a bottle of your favorite hot sauce. It's optional, but it'll give your monster a fiery kick. Got all that? Good. Now we're ready to start cooking. All right, my fellow kitchen creatures, time to get our hands dirty. We're diving into the depths of culinary delight with our Frankenstein feast. This monster of a meal is brought to you by the Healing Center of Needles, the one-stop shop for all your health needs. First things first, let's prep the veggies for our maddeningly delicious monster mashed potatoes. Peel those potatoes like you're peeling back the layers of a mystery novel. Chop them up into cubes, just like Dr. Frankenstein chopped up. Well, you get the idea, and don't forget about our green friends, the peas and beans. Slice the beans in half and give the peas a good rinse. Next up, it's time to assemble the beast. Get a pot of salted water boiling, as hot as the electricity surging through Frankenstein's veins. Toss in your potato cubes and let them swim around for about 15 minutes or until they're soft enough to mash. Don't forget to add the peas and beans in the last 5 minutes of boiling. While our veggies are getting their spa treatment, let's turn our attention to the meat. Season your ground beef with some salt, pepper, and a dash of garlic powder. Mix it all up. Then shape your meat into patties, just like Frankenstein's flathead. Now heat some oil in a pan and let's get those patties sizzling. Cook them for about 4 minutes on each side, or until they're as juicy as a horror flick on a Saturday night. All right, our veggies should be ready by now. Drain them, then mash them up with some butter, cream, and a pinch of nutmeg. This ain't your grandma's mashed potatoes, this is monster mashed potatoes. Now, let's bring it all together. Just like Dr. Frankenstein brought his creation to life. Layer your monster mash on a plate, then place your juicy patty on top, drizzle some gravy on top, and there you have it. A meal fit for a monster. Remember, a good chef, like a good scientist, always cleans up after their experiments. So make sure you clean up your kitchen before you dig in. And there you have it, a Frankenstein feast that's sure to raise the dead. This monstrous meal is brought to you by the Healing Center of Needles. They're not mad scientists, but they sure know how to take care of your health. And voila, our Frankenstein feast is ready. While our dish cools down a bit, how about a funny story to keep the spirits up? So, there I was, doing my usual rounds in the kitchen. You know, Chef Bud Smoke, the culinary maestro, weaving his magic. When I got this idea to create a Frankenstein-themed dish, I decided to go all out, folks. I mean, I was planning to use everything from broccoli for the hair to a big, juicy tomato for the heart. Now here's the funny part. I got so carried away with my Frankenstein theme that I decided to bring in some electricity into the mix. I thought, why not use some popping candy to give the dish a bit of a shock? Just like in the good old Frankenstein tale. So I sprinkled a generous amount of popping candy over the dish and waited for the magic to happen. And boy did it happen! The candy started popping, and it was like a mini fireworks display right there on my kitchen counter. But here's the kicker. I didn't anticipate the popping candy to be so, well, poppy. It started flying off the dish and all over my kitchen. I spent the next half hour cleaning up my own personal Frankenstein's laboratory. Well, wasn't that a hoot and a half? Now back to our monstrous masterpiece. Well, there you have it, folks. A dish that even Frankenstein's monster would love. This monster of a meal is sure to impress at your next dinner party, or just as a fun-themed dinner for the family. It's been a blast.
Oh, wow. That's actually pretty cool, man. The things I come up with. I love that the video is just some guy cleaning. He mentions cleaning and they do it. All right, guys. Hearts on fire. Elvira. All right, guys. Let's get in. Let's talk some Frankenstein. I love me some Frankenstein, guys. The OG Frankenstein. Look at that. This is a freaking epic movie. My first Universal monster movie that I was exposed to was this, and I've told the story before. I hung in my neighborhood. They had a joke shop, and they sold novelties. And the guy was from Hollywood. His name was Robbie Robertson, and I'm not sure what he did in Hollywood. He did something, and he was retired. Opened this joke store, and I he had like a monster makeup, like special effects, and I was really into that. My friend Pat Olson, I remember doing them all up for Halloween. A screw through the face, and there's maggots. It was a whole big thing, and so he saw my interest, and he gave me this book, the Book of Horrors, actually is what it was called, and it had all the Universal monsters, had a lot of the makeup tips. It was really great, and he actually led me down the road to filmmaking. So big hats off to you, Robbie Robertson. God rest your soul. All right, guys. So let's grab your favorite strain. Let's roll a joint and let's settle in for a high that's out of this world as we delve into classic horror film Frankenstein. The stoner friendly video here is to celebrate the iconic 1931 film directed by James Well, and explore some of the fun facts that you can share with your fellow movie buffs during the next cannabis fueled movie night, guys. So pack your pipe, fire it up, and let's take a trip down memory lane to the birth of one of the cinema's most endearing monsters, Frankenstein and Mary Shelley, guys. Before we get into the movie, too much. Let's talk origins. Let's talk backstory, guys. You got some origins going here. Um, Let's take a moment to appreciate the literary genius behind it, Mary Shelley. The story of Frankenstein was first published in a novel in 1818 when Shelley was just 20 years old. Her tale of scientific ambition, creation gone awry, and the isolation of the monster was groundbreaking for its time and remains a classic in the horror genre and really set the stage for a template of that kind of monster movie. All right, fun fact number one, guy. Mary Shelley's inspiration. Legend has it that Mary Shelley conceived the idea for Frankenstein during a summer getaway with some famous friends, including Lord Byron and Percy Bysshe Shelley, her husband. They decided to have a competition to see who could write the best horror story. Mary's winning entry would become the foundation for Frankenstein. The birth of the monster. The birth of the monster. Hey, Matt Workman, Nancy, how you guys doing? Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Talking some Frankenstein here, the classic OG, the birth of the monster. Now let's jump into the movie itself. Frankenstein, 1931, stars legendary Boris Karloff as the creature and Colin Clive as the mad scientist. Dr. Henry Frankenstein. Um, it was an immediate hit and widely regarded as one of the greatest horror films of all time. So, fun fact, guys, actually, they wanted Bela Lugosi to be Frankenstein, and he turned it down because it was a non speaking role and he didn't see the sense in it and thought it would hurt his career. So, um, the story goes the producer from Universal was at lunch and saw an older man, like 45, 50, and it's an actor, but mainly did things like Gypsies and like The Henchman #1, and really looked at his face and became obsessed with this man's face and asked him what he did, and he got inspired. And they ended up casting that man who he wasn't known as Boris Karloff then. I believe he had a speech impediment. He was slow. He was old. Everything that an actor shouldn't be. But he saw him and he went for it. And he ended up changing his name to Boris Karloff. So this was his first really breakout major role. So let's talk the monster makeup. Um, Boris Karloff's iconic makeup, designed by Jack Pierce, included hours of painstaking work each day. The process involved layers of cotton and collodion, um, Collodion, to give the monster a signature look. Karloff's dedication to the role shone through the makeup. He brought the character to life with his haunting expressive performance. Yeah, so this was like a physical actor's kind of gig with that. And so you guys can see his eyes are like shut. So the reason that is they went and actually were like, okay, rigor mortis would have set in. So his eyes would be shut. So they put layers of wax above it so he couldn't open his eyes all the way. They put blockage in his jacket so he had to move as if rigor mortis had set in. So they really did their background doing everything with trying to make it as realistic as it could. And Boris Karloff put his heart and soul, man. He knew this was his chance. This was his opportunity. Been in Hollywood for many years, never got an opportunity. This was it. So he's jumping on it. The lab and the lighting. So this movie, one of the complaints, Dracula had come out before this, and one of the complaints about Dracula was that some of the scenes just looked like a play. That it's different to bring a play to the big screen. It's another thing to just film a play, and so some of the sets they complained were dated, and some of the stuff, but the Transylvania stuff looked great. So they took that and they ran with it, and they made this movie so layered of great sets. They had a lot more money to put into this than they did Dracula. Dracula was the kind of the movie that brought them out of debt. So and the horror genre was booming. So they wanted to put some money into it. So the laboratory equipment used in the film was actually borrowed from real life electrical lab. Dr. James Wells' decision to use authentic equipment lent an eerie, authenticity to the movie science fiction elements. Cannabis and Frankenstein. What? Oh, AI, are you messing with me? As you settle in your high, you might find yourself emphasizing with the misunderstood monster. Like the monster, cannabis has also been misunderstood and demonized throughout history. Both have been subjects of myths and misconceptions that with time have been dispelled. Nice, nice, nice. I like the way they worked that in. I like the way he worked that in. All right. What else we got, guys? Let me give you a different one to look at. All right, the monster of, you know what? Cannabis and creativity. Many artists and writers have turned to cannabis for inspiration, much like Mary Shelley and her companions did during the fateful summer of 1816. We'll say that's true. We can't disprove it. While cannabis have different effects on creativity, some find that it enhances their imaginative facilities, just as Shelley's storytelling was inspired by her unconventional surroundings. Um, so one thing I did want to talk about is the big scene, guys, the big scene in the movie. So this movie was cutting edge for so many reasons, but one was the scene with the little girl in the lake. They did a lot of movies, but there had never been a death on screen at this point, let alone a little girl's death. So if you guys don't know the background of Frankenstein, they're creating a man, and you kind of go into, they want to recreate a man, so they steal a body, they replace his organs, they need a brain. So Igor, the henchman, I forget his name in the original, goes to a medical facility, and they have two brains, one of a notorious killer, like a sociopath, and one of a normal human. And they're on display for the students to look at. Well, old Igor drops the freaking regular brain, so he takes the crazy brain. And that, Dr. Frankenstein, he don't know. He puts it in there, and then so that's one of the reasons why the monster kills. He's just, he's a sociopath. He don't know. He don't know. And so that kind of led up to this scene, guys, with the little girl. So Frankenstein stumbles upon a little girl at a lake, and she's throwing daisies into the pond, and they're floating. So what does our buddy Frankenstein do? He wants to see if she floats, and he throws her into the lake. Very controversial. I mean, people rioted over it. And then there's a scene afterwards of the farmer. There's like a festival going on, and the farmer's carrying his dead daughter out of the lake, and they're "Hey, we gotta kill the priest. It felt good, Matt Workman. um, so it was very controversial, very cutting edge. No one knew how to act about it. The monster's legacy. Frankenstein and its iconic monster have left an indelible mark on pop culture. Countless adaptations, parodies, and references in other films and media continue to pay homage to this classic tale of science gone awry. The Bride of Frankenstein was so successful it spawned a sequel in 1935, The Bride of Frankenstein, directed by James Whale. Once again, the film introduced the character of the bride, played by Elsa Lanchester, and cemented the franchise's place in cinematic history. And then last but not least, guys, as you last toke and enjoy the delightful buzz of your cannabis experience, remember that Frankenstein is not just a horror classic. It's a timeless tale of human curiosity and consequences, of playing with the unknown. So next time you're looking for a movie to enjoy when you're in a relaxed, high state of mind, consider revisiting the original Frankenstein and revel in its rich history, iconic characters, and eerie atmosphere. Happy watching. And may your cannabis-infused movie night be truly monstrous. Guys. That's right. I would recommend it for the Halloween season. Definitely jump on board with Frankenstein and the Universal Monsters, man. You guys will not be disappointed. Very, very cool. All right, guys. Tim W., what's up? Supernova Mike, he's a murderer. That's why I like Herman Monster. Oh, great, guys. All right, man, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Tomorrow is Paranormal Tuesday. Join us at the 7:10 a.m. show, guys, when we get crazy. Join us at the 421 as well, guys. We got a great day planned ahead of us. All right, appreciate you guys. Remember, breathe in that positivity, exhale that negativity, guys. Just keep smoking. I know it's different when I say it, but appreciate you guys. I'll see ya.
Thank you for joining us on the It's 420 Somewhere podcast. Broadcasting worldwide and brought to you by thedailydank.com. Check out our merchandise and amazing content. And follow us on all our social media. Now, you don't have to go home.